Hello again, everyone. I got my hands on another one of these random decks from another shop online. I think just every time I've got like a little bit extra, I'm gonna kind of pitch in until I've got like one from each shop that I found that's selling it for what I would call a reasonable price. So not going to be looking at any of the shops where it's like this is $70 for something you don't entirely know what you get, or the ones that are like 70 to 100 to 200 to 300 for ones that are built around a specific commander and theme. But I also kind of got like a bit of an idea of something to do myself. Now, I'm doing this stuff kind of, I guess, to appease my OCD, psychosis, obsession, whatever, because I don't really get to play as much as I like, but I do enjoy collecting as well. I like building and designing, but because I don't get to play as often, a lot of things that I have just sit for a while before like my birthday or something comes around, and I have friends help me play, or have me have around to play, whatever. Help me is not the right phrase. Interesting. Oh, they're like loose in the newsprint paper. Unravel slowly, because if there's any identifying like paperwork in there, I don't want it. I don't think there is, though. It just feels like it's just the cards on the paper. But anyway, before I reveal what we got and we start going through it, started wondering how not lucrative, because I don't expect it to be lucrative, but can there be money made if I were to start doing this? I've got, some of things in my own collection I don't really use, and judging off of the first two of these that I got, there's definitely a market out there for cards that don't always see play being used to kind of make these little beginner or casual commander decks. So I wonder if it's something I could start doing, selling commander decks for a price online, like setting some money aside for shipping materials and maybe picking up like boxes of bulk and seeing what I could do with that. Anyway, that little rant out of the way. See who we got. Rizla Rail, Kingpin, Human Rogue. Enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. Whenever you attack, target attacking creature gains death touch until the end of turn. If you've completed a dungeon, that creature also gets +5/+0 and gains first strike and menace. So that's pretty cool. So is this going to be a dungeon or initiative deck? We'll find out, I guess. Since everything's all together, I'm going to put down a portion of it so it's a little bit easier to hold this. Especially rewatching the last video, things were not very easy to follow. Frostveil Ambush, Sell-Off Occultist, Stitcher's Apprentice, Fortress Crab, Makeshift Mauler, Sky Eel School, Eidolon of Philosophy, Nyxborn Seaguard, Naiad of Hidden Coves, Chain to Memory, Vexing Gull, Brine Giant, Memory Drain, Coral Commando, Glimmerbell. I thought this one was a really pretty artwork. Casmina's Transmutation. Radical Idea. Wind Color Avon. Choking Tethers. Skitter Eel. Fairy Duelist. Chillbringer. Humongulus. Mantle of Tides. Corridor Monitor. Rookie Mistake. Capture Sphere. Roaming Ghostlight. Rousing Reed. Spined Megalodon. Wall of Runes. Keen Glidemaster. Spectre of the Fens. Novice Dissector. Mage Hunter's Onslaught. Crushing Disappointment. Tarok's Canticle. I think that's how that's pronounced. Kitchen Amp. Fill with Fright. Actually, I always kind of liked that artwork. Hellmongrel. Manticore. Clattering Skeletons. So there's another dungeon card. Seems... I'm going to pause here at Tendrils of Corruption. Seems like there's a lot of evasion and building up creatures to some extent. Draw and discard. A little bit of madness. So there's some stuff going on here. It's just not super focused. It's kind of similar to the last one, but... I don't know. So far, I'm seeing probably more intro pack and less, like, grab bag, I guess. Grim Bounty. Bat Whisperer. Heartstabber Mosquito. Blood Crazed Socialite. Bleed Dry. Diregraph Scavenger. Kami of Terrible Secrets. Mark of the Vampire. Fathom Fleet Cutthroat. Screeching Buzzard. Mixborn Mauler. Venomous Hierophant. Aspect of Lamprey. Sanguine Indulgence. Crypt Lurker. Skeleton Archer. Driver of the Dead. Bone Picker. Abundant Maw. Gixian Skullflayer. Almost said Phyrexian Skullflayer. Powerstone Rupture. And then got our islands. Our swamps. No non-basics from the looks of it. Alright. So, looked like the whole thing was built up of commons and uncommons, which is not bad. Rizla. Rilsa Rail here is an uncommon herself. I think the general idea, looking it over, like there's definitely a kind of a mixed bag of some abilities. I think the overall theme appears to be build up creatures or have creatures that have some sort of benefit and kind of using them to take more advantage of this ability. So you're trying to get her on the field and then go and swing in, which is not unheard of, but a little unusual for blue-black. There's a lot of creature control, a bit of hand control, some card draw. So I'm not as bemoaned about this one as the Krenko one. Now I haven't gotten to play with any of these yet. Like I said, introduction here. I don't get to play very often. I end up just kind of collecting things. But like I'm looking forward to trying out all of these when I finally get a chance to sit down with friends. But especially looking through, like, I would say, as far as thought put into, like if I were to scale these on like a tier list, we don't have anything in an S tier yet, but very close as far as like how these look. The Helena and Elena deck that I got has a lot of thought put into it, has a decent spread of rares and commons and uncommons, even a couple of cheap mythics if I recall. But the deck has a very clear planned out strategy. It's red-green aggro, but it's very clear on that front. I'll look through this one again. I'm not going to do the triple parts I did with the last one. I seriously was confused, but I'm pretty sure I pegged this one, that it's like kind of a black-blue creature power deck that's supposed to kind of keep the board going until you've completed the initiative dungeon, or the other one if you can cycle that guy around enough, to have this online as you're going, so you have that added like first strike and menace bonus. The death touch is pretty nice as it is. And then the goblin one, like very clearly goblin kind of spell slingery, but it felt very unfocused outside of the tribal effects. And I think a lot of that is like, it's telling the philosophy behind the people of each of these so far. C and J, very well thought out. This one, I can't remember the shop I got it from, but this one was actually the cheapest. Like, it was like $17 and some change. This one seems pretty thought out, but not quite as much. And then the other one seems very grab bag based on color and theme, but not as much like Krark and the Goblin Gavalier were clear indications that some things were just thrown in because they were goblins. Obviously, that still bugs me a little bit, but I'll get over it. But I appreciated sharing this and the other two before, and any that come in the future with you. And who knows, like I said, might start maybe making things like this myself and seeing if I could make like a little side business to kind of get my trading card deck building itch scratched and kind of add to the pool out there of casual, budget, cheap commander decks. So we will see. Have a good one.